Hello, my friend. How are you? How you doing? Give me a second. Give me a second. How you doing? Right now, this phone is getting so hot. Okay? Pretty much right here, it's getting hot. Like, right where my tip of my thumb is. And I can feel it. If you look at my hand, there's an indentation there. It feels like it's getting hot. Okay? This phone's got a thermal nano robotic issue right now. Okay, here's what I want you guys to do out there in internet land. There's a few things taking place. I tried showing you this magnet the other day, and I'm getting poles in my house with this magnet. I'm sticking it to places on the walls, areas, even on the glass tables. I'm getting poles. Like it feels like it's getting a magnetic pole. Okay, that I'm not going to go into this because there's not much I could prove with this on the phone. But what I need you guys to think, if you guys call a computer shop, guys that say they like Nerds to Go, or any other company that says they'll come protect your computers for doctors and lawyers, private contracts, any computer guys that will come to your house and fix your computer, make sure Windows works right, as long as they could upload Windows to your computer, all you have to do is ask these guys who know so much about software and coding and stuff, what is spatial web? Around here in Pittsburgh, I called every one of them. What is the spatial web? None of them could answer that question, and they refused to answer the question, and they knew exactly what I was talking about. It's pretty bad whenever you get guys that are renowned computer scientists, and they can't answer you what spatial web means. And then they have a computer sitting right in front of them, and they won't fucking Google it. There's a problem, because this is used for solar radiation modification and geoengineering, and also to hack the grid. It controls temperature. It controls kinetics. It controls electrical activity. And it controls mechanical devices. Just look up civil engineering. Civil engineering. That's what we're using in nanorobotics and civil engineering. And climate engineering is going right along with civil engineering. It's a little different than social engineering. Okay? Civil engineering is a little bit different. It's in a mechanical world. And in the spatial web, we have full-time monitoring of the electrics of real time. And it's correlating directly with the spatial web. Space Force, how are you? Remember Space Force dropped the artificial intelligence last year or whatever? It's heavily based off of, I got a good confirmation video yesterday about graphene. Inkjet graphene being used to power devices, and you're collecting amperage from graphene. Well, in your printers, you have a little laser jet. Do you guys ever wonder how that printer works? How this little device in a printer just goes back and forth? And I'm trying to get a picture of me here. Trying to get a picture. But this picture right now that you see, okay, just imagine this is real. This is real. Just imagine here's me, the human, with a cell phone strapped to my face. This is a direct correlation of what the hell is capable. But now take a picture of this, send it to the computer, and it will print this. How? Do you guys ever ask that question? How is it printing a replica of what you see in reality of a mirror? How? And now it's doing it what are they called? Spatial web printers. Okay. And this runs hand in hand with Dolby Atmos, 3-dimensional spatial audio. And here's the other kicker. They're saying Wi-Fi. Okay, this was years ago too, I think. They're saying Wi-Fi in your house is being used as a motion detector and can detect where you are in your house. Also, your light switches and your wall outlets. They're emitting an electromagnetic noise. Every time you walk by that, it's changing because it's an acoustic. And an acoustic camera, with an acoustic camera, just watch Mr. Ben Jordan. Okay, he released a hell of a video saying acoustic cameras are radars. Okay, a radar. Now that Wi-Fi is picking up your motion, that's turning into a radar. Your electrical sockets and your electrical switches in your house are turning into a radar. And then if you have a radar up the street that works with no weather, all you got to do is bounce that shit up to the ceiling and it comes back down. It bounces around and it's a radar, and they're using it to look at bird roosts, for Christ's sakes. And I found paperwork on this. They're monitoring bird roosts with a no weather station, a NEXRAD radar. Why, I don't know. And that runs hand in hand with spatial internet and Dolby Atmos 3D spatial audio. Because when you have an acoustic, you can see with this when you program it with a computer program known as Python, like Mr. Ben Jordan stated. And then you can start jamming people's speech with hypersonics. You know, it's like I seen this guy from Russia make a video, and on his video, the first time I went over to his videos, he started saying what I was typing in on his phone, saying it out loud. Like sometimes I would go to Ken's page, and he always would say everything that I type into his little live stream chat, he'd repeat it out loud. And then because whatever he's repeating out loud, this makes people go look. Okay, this is like a sign for whoever's listening. Go attack the grid. Go find out where this IP's at, and go do this and go do that. Well, this guy in Russia, he stopped repeating what I was saying. Repeating what I'm saying. And it's like they don't even notice I'm there anymore. And he just goes out, walks around, talks about politics, talks about the war. And he just walks around. It's sunrise. And it's dark, and then the sun comes up. And the conversation over there in Russia, it's what the hell? What's up, guys? What's up? But this is just a concern because there's a lot of interference. Whenever I watched it last night, and the cell phone just kept getting a reboot, and it's going on a delay. Whenever I get on this live stream, why? And then I ask, how's the live stream getting here? Is it coming through underground cables? Is it coming through the transmitters passing the North Pole, going through Canada and getting here? Or is it up there in the spatial net, in the sky net? Is it coming through satellites? Is it coming through a magnetic nano network? Is there interference with the 3D magnetic nano network up there at the North Pole and in Canada, preventing the signal from coming through? What's going on? I mean, now this is all intelligence agencies now. Whatever Canada's is, whatever Russia's is, whatever the United States of America's is, there's over 20 of them in the United States of America. 20 intelligence agencies. And this is madness. Because these people are so fucking screwed up. I'm going to repeat after Donald Trump. It's DEI. Okay? And that's the best thing I could say without being racist, without being very condescending. And he says, they say, well, how, Mr. Trump, how do you know that airplane crashed because of DEI? That sounds ridiculous. He says, because I have common sense. It was the Army helicopter, and it crashed in Washington, D.C. into an airplane full of people from the Olympics. And you know what they do at the Olympics, guys? Okay, when you get drafted for the Olympics, picked for the Olympics, you have to be very special, very talented. But they put you in a genetic program, too. And that's like the police officers working on the Fraternal Order of Freemasons. You can look this up. They're heavily invested in genetics. Gene Hackman. The genes are being hacked, man. They're being hacked. And it's killing people. And it's coming right through the fucking house. It's a plug and play, literally turning everything into a fucking computer. And this shit is very, very, it's very concerning. That, I love the statement that Elon Musk put out there. He says, artificial intelligence is making people stupid. And I agree with him. I 100% agree with him. And the amount of secrecy taking place with this shit, because it's so powerful whenever you could control someone's dreams, control someone's thoughts, control somebody in pain signal, control somebody in pleasure signal, right through spatial internet. And there's almost nothing you can do. Believe me, there's nothing you can do. Nothing. Except for talk and get together and find out what the fuck is going on. You guys want to keep coming here and try to secretly solve this, and all of a sudden you become assholes. And then you come here and try to solve it, and your shit gets stolen anyways, and it gets cloned. Okay, it literally gets cloned, gets stolen, what OpenAI did, what Microsoft did to D-Wave, and so on and so forth. And then when it gets taken and cloned, they will use your pictures, your holograms, your watermarks, because you come here and tried to help, and then they take that and use it and put negative harmonics in it, where it's like, fuck you, you're an asshole, you're a piece of shit, you suck, all that great stuff that could be said. And they take your equipment, your program, and then they blackmail you with it. Go ahead. I caught you, you're here. And then meanwhile, you guys are supposed to be saying, doing the shit, and go ahead. I want you to catch me, and I want you to take us to court, because we're going to keep coming. But I don't want you coming here secretly. I want you outside with a computer out there, just sitting there. I want you to acknowledge you're here, because I want to see how these fuckers try to sue you, because they won't take you to court. It'll be handled out of court, because they won't take you to court, because it gives them up. That's the whole issue. That's the whole issue. And it's just amazing that I'm getting a pull on this glass with this magnet. It's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. On glass! All you gotta do is call any computer repair guy. Hey, Moon Police. Whenever Coriopolis come here and got me, Moon Police, that guy AJ and the other kid that he was on the news or some shit for beating his wife for domestic violence, that narcotics agent kid, I forget his name. They're telling me about Jonathan DeVore, former John, because you guys picked him up for cocaine or something. And they're telling me about him. They had him in there running their computers. Why don't you ask former John what the spatial web is? See if he answers you. See what kind of remarks he gives you. And ask him if you can control temperature, control atmospheric pressure. And that means control the wind. Make wind blow. Ask him if you could do that. Is he working with you? Dustin O'Donnell come to the house, told me he has a government job, and he pulled a cell phone out, and I got a static charge right out of his phone. Is he a government contractor? You know, it's illegal to assassinate people, but with plausible deniability, huh? It's all of a sudden, well, you're busted, dude. And this shit just keeps coming through here. And, when them narcotics agents, I talked to them narcotics agents, they said that Farmer John was a faggot. Oh, he showed up here in tight leather pants. They talk so much shit on him. So much shit. AJ. And you won't even, are you still working down there in Coriopolis? You won't even call me. I called and talked to the police chief down there in Coriopolis. Can you please have a narcotics detective to call me back? And they never call. And they know exactly who the fuck I am. I'm in their system. They showed up here. They Farmer John come here. Jonathan DeVore come here with about 10 fucking undercover cops. They put guns to my head and took photocopied money for fake cocaine. Jonathan DeVore. This is a real police report. And I want to know why my digital footprint's being erased. And if that's not there, and then my ex-girlfriend, you should see the police reports from there. I had to go to court. And you should have seen the literal goddamn shit that the police wrote down from her statement.